are back. FightCon happening at the Salt Palace October 3rd and 4th. It's going to be a great time. A lot of performance athletes. There's a lot of information and knowledge that you're going to get at FightCon. So make sure you get your tickets right now. FightConExpo.com. Now I got somebody that's going to be there Saturday, October 4th. Emelia Dermott-Goodin.
Yes, sir.
But that's new though, right? Didn't you just got married?
Yeah. Almost a year on Sunday.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I know, he's the best. We're all in love and stuff. Super gross.
Did it take you a while to get used to like the new last name?
Okay, what's really annoying is, so I'm from Canada, and so the immigration process started, and it was all with my maiden name. And then I got married, and I really wanted to change it to just be Amelia Goodin. But that process takes forever. And I'm like, I don't have time. So legally, it's still Amelia Dermott, but I go by Dermott-Goodin because other people would just call me Goodin, and then it gets really confusing. So yeah, it's super annoying.
Well, salute to your husband, because the hyphenation just rolls. Like, as far as like marketing goes,
yeah, it's not too bad. Although I use it for a lot of usernames now, and it's so long.
Yeah,
it's too many letters.
That's true.
Yeah, so
but it
DG,
does roll.
Yeah,
it rolls off the tongue though. Like I think it's good.
Yeah, we'll see. Once the paperwork comes through, we'll figure it out then.
5-time national boxing champion and mental performance coach, and you have a business.
Yep.
Red Quarter Consulting.
Yes.
This is what you're kind of going to be talking to people about on the 4th?
Yeah. So I'm a mental performance coach, and I'm in my master's. I did a lot of undergrad, and so I am now mental performance coach. But a lot of what I teach comes from my own experience as a boxer, because I can tell you a more mental sport than boxing is. So that was really what showed me how important it is to have your mindset right, because you can put in all the work in the gym and do your stretching and eat right, but if your mindset is wrong on the day of your fight, you're not going to win. So trying to figure out these details and these little things to try to make you better, I got really into that as an athlete, and I'm super excited to be sharing that.
I'm really excited to jump into that, but I want to get to know you a little bit.
Okay, yeah.
Right? We know you're a coach, and we know you're an athlete. We also know that you're Canadian.
I know.
So I don't hear the accent. So are you like born in Canada and raised over here?
No, I was born and raised in Canada, and so now you're going to hear it because now I get like weird about it. But I've been here for 2 years, and I'm Toronto, Canada. So it's super diverse, multicultural. So you don't get the same accent as like Alberta. So I don't have the biggest accent. People say my husband actually has a bigger accent than I do. So he's the one everyone thinks is Canadian, but.
Did you guys meet out there?
So I lived in Toronto. He lived just outside of Buffalo, New York, in like this little ski town. And my brother was an amazing skier. Our brothers were on the same ski team growing up, and then kind of disconnected. I was boxing a lot. He became really close friends with my parents. We re-met at one of my parents' parties, and I was like, that's my husband. And I'm very driven, very intense. So what's mine is mine, and I made it happen.
So you chased him? You got it done?
Chased is a stretch. But I mean, in words, yeah, for sure. I pursued. I was the pursuer.
I love that.
I had a goal. I set my mind to it, and I accomplished it.
Yeah. No, I love that. So in Canada, where did you find this love for boxing? Who introduced you to boxing?
My dad did it for fitness. He and his dad they didn't see eye to eye on a lot of things, but they always watched boxing together. And so that was a really big motivator for my dad, just to get in the gym, lose some weight. And so I went with him. Again, my brother was a superstar athlete, so I'm like, I need to do something. Like, I'm a pretty competitive person. So I went with my dad to the gym, and I was the only kid. I was the only girl, and I just loved it instantly. And within a year and a half, I was fighting, and within another year or two after that, I won my first nationals.
At what age are you stepping into the gym?
11 was the first time I put on gloves, and then 13 was my first fight.
So here in the States, that's around like 6th grade, 6th grade?
Yeah. Yes. 6th grade. Mm-hmm.
So you get into this. Did you have a thing before then? Like, what was your interest?
So I played hockey when I was really young. I'm really trying not to do that.
I played
hockey.
Let it go. Let it go. No, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
And the only thing I know about Canada is the six. The only thing I know is Drake, right?
Oh, yeah.
So I expected you to be like, Patois, bad boy.
Listen here.
Artery.
Come here, shorty. I'm gonna show you this thing real quick. Yeah, no. So I try not to do that often. But no, so I started. What was the question? Oh yeah, I played hockey for a bit, and I was a goalie. So even on team sports, I was still finding I was really drawn to the individual aspect because I'm a bit of a control freak, and I like something's gonna go right. I want it to be because of me. Something's gonna be going wrong. I want that to be because of me too. I don't want to be sitting there blaming a teammate. So I played hockey for a while, and then I was never really into it. Like I liked it because I was good, but I hated waking up for it. I hated going to practice. Didn't really like the team I was with. I hope no one's listening.
Oh, they're listening. And they're like, oh, the truth's coming out.
Wow. But I think I stopped when I was 8 or 10 and then got super into like acting and drama and all that stuff. But I did not have a knack for that. I'm not going to lie. I really thought I was going to be on Broadway or something. And
or Degrassi.
Yeah. See, you know, it could have been me with Drake, man. Could have been me. Sadly, it wasn't. But my brother was a national team skier, and he had dual citizenship, which I did not have, but that was very fortunate for him to have that. So he competed for the States and then Canada. And I'm like, well, my brother can't be better than me, you know? So I took a step away from hockey and just tried to kind of find my own personality and what I liked. And then I found boxing, and that was the end of everything else. It was just eat, sleep, box for me for over 10 years.
When did you're going to the boxing gym with your dad. Mm-hmm. When did you find out that you were good at this thing?
So it's a funny question because I went in there and everyone's like, oh, like, you're so good. You know, like people say it, but I'm a kid. I look back, I'm like, I saw a video. I'm like, I had no talent, but I thought it the first time I stepped in the gym, and I felt it. I believed it. And that took me very, very far, which I think is really interesting, especially when it comes to mental performances. My confidence was there before I necessarily deserved it. So I would say the day I walked in the gym, I thought I had something special, but I think that it was mostly just my love and passion for it and my drive.
Does that change the way that you coach? Like now that you hindsight, you take a step back, you notice that I wasn't the best, but the positive encouragement really made me go back and try my hardest.
Yeah. I think a lot of that impacts my mental performance. I think there's different types of athletes, right? You have your type A that is super talented and super motivated and like coachable. And that's a really, really special athlete. Then you have your type B who is super, super talented, but doesn't have the right mindset for it. And then you have your type C that has not a lot of talent, but is super dedicated. And I will take a type C over a type B any day because they're going to put in the work. They're not going to sit there and be like, well, I'm good. I don't need to practice. I don't need to go the extra mile. Whereas type C is going to surpass type B.
What's the training in the gym look like? Is there other ladies in there training with you, other teenagers training with you? Or are you just training with the boys to lead up to that first nationals? Yeah.
So I went through a couple different coaches. And so my first coach, won't say his name because he wasn't necessarily the best dude, but he really put that fire in me to be like, you got this, you're super talented. And I think he was just trying to get a paycheck, which he definitely did. So, but the motivation was there, and I felt like I had something special. And I was in with the boys. I left crying almost every single day because I thought it was this dedication you had to put in. And I was getting beat up by 16-year-old boys when I was 13. So it was very male dominated, and I felt pride in that. I was like, oh yeah, like I can keep up, I can push through, I can do all of that. And boxing already is super sexist and super male dominated. And so that was kind of the environment I was used to, and I just got used to that since I was super young. I switched coaches before my first nationals, who is Ryan Ranelli. He is the best. He is just, yeah.
Ryan gets claps.
Yeah, he does. He's the most amazing coach I've ever had. He was super fun, super motivating, but he just made sure that I was good and I was happy and healthy, and that came first for him, which was really cool. We had a couple other female athletes, but nothing was like, this is going to sound super awful, but no one was at my level. Like I was putting in so much work. By the time I was 13, it was like I had already had so many fights. And so you get a couple other girls who were there for box fit or just a social aspect or whatever, but that it was just a different environment for me. So I didn't make a lot of friends in that gym, like women wise. They're just, we weren't on the same page about a bunch of things. So yeah, it was mostly men all the way through. And then I went to train in Ottawa. And again, that one was actually a lot more female dominant, which is pretty cool to see women. We had female national champions almost every year in that gym, which is cool. But again, it's a different, I think I got so used to it being so individual when I first started that the community wasn't as big of a thing for me then, which is really interesting now. Like I coach football and rugby and all these other sports. You're like, oh my God, that like community is the biggest part of the game. So it was just a different thing for me, I guess.
You mentioned that boxing's a male dominated sport. You back then, do you feel like that's still today? Do you feel like
I feel like it's mostly still male, yeah, for sure. I think in the States it's a little bit more acceptable for women. It's just not a sport. It wasn't a heavily funded sport. Well, in either, but in Canada, and then women definitely weren't funded, even though we were bringing back more medals than the men were. It was just, it wasn't respected the same way it is now. I think UFC really helped put boxing back on the map and say, hey, like, just because you box doesn't mean you're super masculine or means you want to be a boy or whatever. It was just a lot of misconceptions about what it means to be a boxer that a lot of women kind of stayed away from it. I think that the publicity of UFC is kind of helping gain some traction in the fight world for women, but I definitely still think it's mostly men, and I think that women are still sexualized like crazy if they box.
Which is, I definitely agree in some aspects, but I also look at it and I'm like, well, they just had a whole women's card with Taylor and Serrano.
Yeah.
And arguably they had two of the best fights of the year for 2 years in a row. Or, I think it was 2 years because of 13 and 24. Mm-hmm. And so I look at it and I'm like, I'm a big Serrano fan, right? And so I look at it and I'm like, I see a lot of women making strides.
Yeah.
And so when I ask that question, I try to see it from all perspectives on it and try to get an understanding. I mean, you're an athlete. You've been there. So who better to ask? You know?
What I would say to that, though, is like, how many times do Taylor and Serrano have to fight, you know?
Yeah.
Like, if there was more of a pool, they wouldn't be fighting each other all the time. They wouldn't be having this hype and be like, oh, they're going to fight a third time. Like, that's not actually that interesting, but they have to put the hype around it because there's no one else they can fight.
Well, I think they broke down some doors with this one because they showed different other women that I forget who I was introduced to her from the Netflix fight, right? And now they're talking about her fighting Taylor. And I forget her name. It starts with a G. But I definitely agree with you.
Yeah.
And I think that there is a lot of representation. We just they gotta be pushed more, right?
Yeah, and there's still a stigma around it, I think. And I think that I mean, you look at young boys and people don't really bat an eye if you're putting your 8-year-old into boxing. But you put an 8-year-old girl into boxing and all of a sudden you're a terrible parent. So I think that now it's your choice to be a boxer. And so once you actually have time, so that means you don't have a full-time job or you're not full-time school or something like that, and then you really say, oh, maybe I want to box, you're probably 25 years old. So
is that old? Or is that
technically to start a sport at 25 is pretty old. But it's a lot more standard for boxing, and there's such a big technical aspect for it, especially for women, that their longevity is a bit longer. Like, you don't want to go put someone in with Mike Tyson who's starting at 25 because you don't have, well, maybe now you could, but that's a whole other conversation. But you don't have endless time to be in your physical prime. And for women, that's usually around 25, maybe 30. So that gives you 5 years of prime fitness where you're still learning a sport. So if you can have the sport learned and then you're peaking by the time you want to go to the Olympics or turn pro or win a championship, that's a lot more ideal. But because of our stereotypes and stigmas, you you're not able to learn that sport earlier. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I've seen both men and women fights be boring, right? There's an entertainment aspect of combat sports.
Yeah.
You know, to the athlete, we'll talk about MMA. If you're going to be a wrestler and just grapple the whole time, the audience might not be entertained, right?
Yeah.
Or if you're a boxer and all you do is dance the whole time and you're not throwing rights and hook and uppercuts, like we're not seeing you get active, it can be boring.
Yeah.
So I definitely think that there is an entertainment portion to that, and
I fully agree.
I'm seeing more and more entertaining fights on the women's side of things. We had, are you familiar with the combat sports here in Utah?
I mean, I go to Legends. Shout out Legends.
Shout out to Legends.
And I do a bit of work with one of their head coaches there, Fina, who's also amazing.
Gotcha.
But other than that, I'm still pretty new to the combat sports.
I'm gonna put you on to some.
Okay, you let me know.
You gotta check out a young girl by the name of Nakaya August. Nakaya August is a young lady from Price, Utah. She's up here in Kaysville now.
Okay.
And no, Layton. And she just had her first MMA debut.
Amazing.
And she won. And she just lets her hands go. She's throwing nice combos and just like really entertaining. And I look at it and I'm like, if we can duplicate Nakaya, like, and just have it men or women, whatever, like, it would just be an ultimate, like, really, really good fight card.
Yeah.
I don't see where people don't find it entertaining to see women fight because of women like I mentioned, like Nakaya.
Yeah, and I think a lot of it comes from the lack of education on the sport, and so like I can look at that and see a really technical fight and be like, oh my god, that was so beautiful. But if you get someone who doesn't know what boxing is or MMA or any of these fighting sports, they want to see the gore. Right. And so that's the same reason why headgear was taken off for men in pro sports, because you don't get cut up the same way with the headgear on. So with women, they're not cutting each other the same way. They aren't physically like bruising people up in the same way. They don't have the same power behind their punches. And that's not like, there are women who hit very, very hard, but usually they hit hard for a size frame. Like for me, for example, like I hit pretty hard, but I was also 112 pounds. So I'm not breaking anyone's face in...
I'm sure you could.
I mean, I've broken a couple of faces, but listen, it's not as common, right? Yeah. And that's like, if that happens, it's more of like, oh, whoa, that was a terrible matchup or something was wrong. It's really hard to get a really good matchup, especially because women tend to be very defensively strong. Whereas, so they're not getting hit the same way. You're not sitting there and seeing people brawl for 3 minutes. So you don't have the gore factor. And women still wear, not in pros, but women wear headgear. They fight with different rounds and all of these aspects because they need to then protect women. But then you lose the entertainment factor because people want to see blood and gore. But then you get into this sexist situation where they're like, well, we want to see it, but not on a pretty woman. So there's conflicting theories there where you can say, okay, well, what makes combat sports entertaining? And you have certain people who are super educated and they like it for the technique, and so they will actually enjoy women's sports. But the majority of people watching combat sports haven't played combat sports. So then they just want to see people beat each other up.
Yeah.
But then they think about their daughter or their wife or some hot model, and all of a sudden they're like, well, I don't want her to get beat up. I don't want her face to be bloody. Let's do it on some big dude, right? And so it's really hard to fit a circle in a square here.
You're a 5-time national champion, right? Is that pro?
No, so that was Olympic boxing.
So how does this work? Take me through the...
Yeah. So and I'm pretty sure it's very similar in the States, but in Canada, you do your regional competitions and doesn't really mean too much. You go to provincials, and if you're in Ontario or Quebec, which are bigger provinces or states, then you get 2 people per weight class. So I won provincials, I moved on to nationals. Then you go to nationals and you fight the whole country. And after that, then you either win nationals or you don't win nationals. And so then that meant that I would travel internationally and I would fight. I went to worlds, I went to continentals, I did all of those international tournaments. I've been to Korea and Ireland and all these places, but it's on the pro boxing isn't what is in the Olympics. So in Canada and even here, there's no money behind women in pros unless you just lucked out and got signed. Here you can get a bit more money, and in Canada things are just starting to switch, but you can actually make a lot more money in amateur through sponsorships and funding than you can in pros, and your headgear stays on. So the risk for reward is different, and it's also like,
what sense does it make to go pro then if I have to take out more danger and less money?
Well, so if you are good in amateurs, you can make more money. If you are bad in amateurs and bad in pro, then you can make more money than in amateurs, because if you're not getting the funding or the sponsorships. And so a lot of people will lose nationals, lose provincials, and be like, the system's corrupt, I'm just going to go pro. And then they go pro and they'll make $1,000 a fight as opposed to $0. So there's kind of this give and take. And so if you're like a national champion, Olympian, like Tamara Thibault just went pro, and she's amazing. She went to the Olympics. She's a phenomenal boxer. She should be making money. And if she's not making money, someone deserves to get yelled at, because she's so entertaining. She's really, really talented.
She Canadian?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then you get some of these other girls who, like, the transition to pro is just different. And so it's a different style of fighting, because you start in amateurs, it's 3 minutes, 3 rounds. In pros, it's 2 minutes, 4 rounds. And then you can increase your rounds. So it's a different style, and you take your headgear off. And if you're a good amateur, then you can make money as pro. But if you're not a good amateur, then a lot of people just turn pro because they like boxing and they want to make $1 for it.
So you mentioned winning nationals, but did you make it to the Olympics?
So I retired right before my Olympic qualifier, but I had Next Gen and On the Podium funding. So I was a designated medal potential for the 2024 Olympics. And I burnt out right before my qualifier. I had some abusive coaching, and I was depressed and anxious, and I didn't think I was going to make it, like, physically. Yeah. I'm like, I'm going to end it before I make it there if I keep going for it. So I took a step back, and that's what really pushed me for the mental performance, because people need these skills so that when they don't feel like training, and when their body is so sore, and when they're dealing with external factors that they have no control over, how can they still keep going? And I did not have that. So that's what took me out of it, because my goal since I was 11 years old was to win a medal at the 2024 Olympics.
Yeah, I'm hearing this, and it breaks my heart that your dreams halted because of your mental health, right? Like, was mental health a big thing in your family? Was this something that was talked about?
So it wasn't at the time, and it wasn't really understood, and I didn't really understand it. I started working with a therapist, and I was like, here's all of my feelings. And she's like, no, you're like clinically depressed. And I told my parents, and they were as supportive as they could be, but they didn't understand it. Mm-hmm. And my brother underwent a very similar situation in his sport where he burnt out due to mental health. And at that point, I think both of my parents were like, whoa, what is going on here? They started thinking about it themselves, and they have been the most supportive people ever, but no one talks about it. So how would you know how to react to it? Yeah,
you don't know what to do. I mean, as an 80s baby, product of the 80s, mm-hmm. It's like that wasn't something that was talked about in my family either. And growing up and now being a father mm-hmm. myself, as a father of 3, I now kind of understand it, right?
Yeah.
And so I do have those conversations with my oldest son, who's mm-hmm. about to be 12 next week, actually. Mm-hmm. So I look at some of the signs. Yeah. Did you, talking to your therapist, did you start to realize the signs that you guys were talking about in your sessions?
Yeah, so I think I kind of you go through certain DSM testing, and they're like, you answer, check mark your questions about your thoughts and your feelings and all of these things. And even reading the questions, I'm like, yeah, this doesn't feel normal. But I was also having panic attacks on the way to training. Like, that can't be right. I'd have to step out of the ring and go have a panic attack. And so doing that, you're like, I'm supposed to love this, and I'm living out my dream. I have funding to do what I love. Like, I'm not paying to do this anymore. So why am I so sad? And then you feel guilty because you're sad, and you're like, nothing should be wrong. I've got parents who support me, and they set me up in an apartment, and I have coaching, and I have all of these things. So why am I so sad all the time? And that was really hard to deal with. I think another thing that was really difficult is I told my coach about it, and my parents were supportive, but I didn't live with them, and I just felt like they didn't get it, you know? And so they can say, oh, it's okay, whatever you want to do, it's fine. I told my coach, and she's like, depression's not a thing. And so for me, then I had to go from, I'm asking for help here. And she made me feel bad. She's like, well, if anyone should be depressed, it's me. And and so it was completely shut down. And then you had the issue with eating disorders in boxing, and it was just, everything came crumbling down. And then when you reach out for help and someone shoves your hand away, then you're like, oh, what am I going to do? What do I do in this situation? And for me, it was, I needed to step back. I needed to get out of that environment, and I needed to go find a new dream.
So since you're retiring, is it about a year now?
Yeah, a bit more than a year now. So I think my last fight was in 2022.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I've been out, but I'm finishing up my master's, and my goal now is to help other people go to the Olympics or go pro or fulfill their dreams without those types of setbacks or barriers.
So where did the birth of Red Corner Consulting come into play?
So Red Corner, there's a lot of studies on red versus blue corner. And if you have very similar athletes in physical ability, the red corner usually wins because there's aggression associated with the color. And so it is this kind of extra piece of, not skill, what is the word?
Ability?
Ability or edge. So you get this extra edge over your opponent before you even step in the ring, right? And so that's where I kind of take my mental performance side is I want to give you something that you're not going to get on the field, and you're going to walk in no matter who your opponent is, and I want you to have the advantage. So that's what the red corner is, because the red corner gives you that advantage even though it has nothing to do with your physical ability.
And starting this, have you had your own business before? Was it scary starting this business? Because it's a lot different than going to the gym and training and fighting. You're relying on people for your services, right?
Yeah, and so I've worked in sales, and I've done that, and so I was like, oh, it'll be fine. It's just sales. And then you go and you're like, no, but it's me. It's like if people, and so then there's the sense of rejection, and a lot of it is what I tell my athletes is if you can be proud of the things that you're putting out there, then the outcome doesn't really matter. And so I'm really proud of the work I do. And if I get one athlete, I have more than one athlete, just so you guys know. But if I get just one who can benefit from something I'm doing, then I've succeeded. Like, that's all I want to do. And I'm just starting. So it really is on the grassroots level where I'm knocking on doors and talking to coaches and saying, is this something you guys have done? Why not? And would you be interested in it? And a lot of it is the coach's mindset and acceptance of training the mental side of sports. And so sometimes you get coaches and like, nope, not interested in that. I'm just going to have them go do more push-ups. That's okay. That's not necessarily a team that's going to value what I do, because a lot of it starts with the coach. So if you can get the buy-in from the coach, you get the buy-in from the team.
I love that. You're going to be talking more about this October 4th.
Yes.
FightCon.
Yeah.
FightCon.com or FightCon.com. Or FightConExpo.com. Get your tickets. So you're going to explain more of what you do and more of what you're explaining to us today. And with Red Corner, is it just the mental health aspect of it? Or are you actually going to be physically like showing people how to throw hooks and stuff?
So it's mental performance, not necessarily mental health. And that's a distinction that is really important to me, because I'm not diagnosing anyone. You can come to me and we can talk about your feelings. Like, I definitely want to do that, but I'm not getting you medicated for anything. We're we're not going to go down that route of, well, what did you dream about last night? And let's talk about childhood trauma. It's more on how you can use successful mental skills to perform at your best. And that's a very vague term because performing at your best depends on what it is you're doing. And so, I mean, I work with fighters because that's a sport that I resonate with. And I think that the mental side of things are so important. If someone wants to come learn a punch, I'll check out their punches. I mean, I can't help myself, but no, I'm mostly there to try and give them an edge that they're probably not already training. And you get all these wonderful athletes who are so dedicated, but they just don't know what to do. So they go and they put 40 rounds on the bag each day. And you're like, well, what did you learn today? What do you mean? What did I learn today? And so figuring out how to capitalize off of each moment, how to build resilience, how to train your focus is really what I'll be talking about, and all these little tools that you can start building that day to start getting your mind right so that you can perform at your best.
I'm sitting here thinking, and I didn't even ask you, what brought you to Utah in general?
Oh, my husband. I know.
What brought him here?
So he came here for school. He went to the U.
Oh, okay.
He really came here for skiing in the mountains, but he did school while he was here. And then we fell in love back home, and we did a road trip across Canada to see where we could see ourselves living, because either way we were dealing with the citizenship situation. And so we drove all across Canada, and then we came to Utah and was like, this is it. And it's really great for me in terms of sports because there's a lot of new sports popping up. We have new sports teams. We have new funding. We just won the Olympic bid. So it's a really, really great time for sports in Utah.
I would love for you, and I'm just hearing your story.
Yeah.
I would love for you to find an athlete that you can pour everything into and get them to that Olympic games.
I mean, that's the dream, right? I mean, I already work with some amazing athletes, and I mean, I hope that they put everything into their sport too, and who's to say that they will or won't go? That's on them. That's not on me. And that's where the control freak part of myself is like, no, but you got it. And so I really want my athletes to be happy. If they decide to leave their sport, I want them to be at peace with it. And if they go to the Olympics, I want them to bring back a gold medal, because let's go.
Yeah, facts.
So
I should have made every color behind you red. I just realized that. Sorry.
No, I'm in the blue corner tonight, guys. Embarrassing.
That's a fail
Terrible branding.
Sorry,
Where's your
guys.
boo button?
Yeah, for real. And boo.
Boo.
What's the biggest misconception about boxing?
I think that you need to be an aggressive person to box. I think a lot of people force that on you, or that there's a stereotype that you need to fit, like the Clarissa Shields type, right? Who an amazing, successful boxer, and you do have certain people who are aggressive and going through it and are using that as an outlet. But you also have people who just love the sport and love, like I used to attribute it to or connect it with ballet. I'm like, it's technical and it's beautiful. And I was never overly aggressive. I would listen to like pop music, walking into the ring. Like I wanted to be happy. I just loved what I did. And I think that that was really the biggest thing for me, is you see people trying to help hype themselves up for fights and like, oh, you got to get angry. And you don't need to get angry. You don't need to get angry for any sport if that's not what you want to do. So I think that one's probably the biggest thing for me, is that it's whatever you want it to be. And if someone's telling you it's something that you don't think it is, then it's not. So trust yourself and do it because you want to.
What pop are you listening to?
I'm trying. Actually, so my get ready was actually a lot of Arctic Monkeys, which isn't necessarily pop, but there was a beat to it, and I could sing all the words, and I could just get in the zone because it had like a really low, slow beat. Because I listened to people like put on Screamo before. I'm like, that stresses me out. Like I needed something that would kind of slow me down a little bit, help me get in the zone. But that's another whole mental side of things where it's the inverted U, and we won't get into that because it's not that complicated, but it's essentially just that your poor performance is associated with your arousal or anxiety level up until you reach your perfect performance, and then more anxiety reduces your performance. So some people do like the screamo stuff because they need to be like super amped to perform well.
Yeah.
Other people, like golfers, for example, they're not listening to screamo before.
Maybe Tiger Woods.
You never know. No, that's true. That's true. But it's different for everyone. Everyone has a different zone of where they perform at their best, and you have control over that arousal state. And arousal is a funny word to kind of talk. It's the correct term, but really it's anxiety and jitters, So having control over that, and you can do that with breathing, you can do that with music, you can do that with stretching. Like there's a lot of ways to control it, but people kind of run in and, well, this is the music that's playing on the field today, so this is where I'm at. This is what the team warm-up was, so this is where I'm at. But there's so much that you can do individually to control that. An
alien crash lands in your yard, and they find out about boxing, and you're like, hey, I'm a boxer. I box.
Yeah.
What fight would you introduce them to?
Ooh.
What's a good representation of you?
Oh, of me?
Yeah, you. I wanted your first.
Like one of my fights.
One of your fights.
Ooh.
Alien crash lands. They find out that you box.
Yeah.
And they want to get to know you. What fight are you first showing them?
It's a good question. Oh, that's a good question.
It's a tough question.
Mm-hmm. So I want to say the fight that brought me my silver medal at Continentals against Argentina. But I only want to say that because I won that fight. I think the actual fight I would show is me versus the American girl, because that was technically just a beautiful fight. We were both at the top of our games, and I knew I needed that fight would have guaranteed me Junior Olympics, which I didn't go to. But that was, I think I would show that one. And I also think that it's important to show these aliens that winning doesn't determine success, just as losing doesn't determine failure. And I think that's one of the fights I'm most proud of.
Ooh, fire. You smoked that question. That was good. That was good. No, because my next question, my follow-up question was going to be like, which fight did you learn the most from? And it sounds like that might have been one.
That was one I would probably say I fought. It was not even a big fight. It was this club show in Ireland that I went to. And I went in, I had like 25 fights at the time, and I was fighting this girl with maybe 6. And on paper, I should have just demolished her. But I went in and I choked, which I've never done before. I went in and I just forgot how to box. And I kind of stood there, and she just took me across the ropes I've never fought so poorly in my entire life. And I stepped out of the ring. My dad had come to watch me fight. Oh my God, I'll cry. But my dad came to watch me fight, and he just grabbed me. We walked out, and he's like, "Are you okay?" I was like, "No, something's super wrong." And that was the first time I had gone through significant burnout. And so I took time off of boxing after that. And that taught me that overtraining doesn't guarantee, or any level of training does not guarantee your mindset. And I think that was the biggest one for me to realize, like, oh, I can be so physically prepared, but if I don't show up that day, then I can get beat up by some girl who just started boxing. So that one was really big for me. And then I came back from that, and I was really a lot more purposeful about my training. So I wasn't just going to put in 5 hours just to put in 5 hours. My cardio was fine. So then I dropped my training sessions down. I was eating better. I was stretching. I was doing fight review, and all of these things that take up significant time. I was doing that, and I cut down my actual physical training time, and I came back so much stronger.
Damn. Dad went out to Ireland.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
How was the Ireland trip?
Oh, I've been like Ireland. I was going like every other month. Ireland was crazy. I love Ireland. So they host the biggest all-female sparring camp in the world.
Wow.
So I went when it was just us versus Ireland, and then the last one was like 150 girls from Taiwan to France to Spain to like all over the world. So it was really, and it's a small, really not appealing town in Ireland that just has so much impact. And I would stay in the coach's house. He would just let girls stay there with him and his family, and they would take care of us. And it was just so much passion for the sport. It was really like the Fighting Irish just pulled through every time I went, and it's probably still one of my favorite places on earth.
Did you document any of this?
I have pictures, and I'm sure I have journals somewhere. I'm really big on journaling my camps.
Why just camps?
Because and this is going to sound funny because I'm in the science of feeling, but I'm really data driven. And so for me, I would meditate on my feelings. And so I'd do that, but I didn't find a lot of value in writing down everything, because a lot of what I was feeling, especially going through burnout, was really negative. And so I felt a lot better sitting down, meditating on it, and letting those emotions go. But with my journaling, I like had charts. I would rank everything from the scale of 1 to 10, from how well I ate to how well I slept to my energy level, my enjoyment level, my performance. And so it was all like, like I could make graphs out of every training session I had.
Wow.
Yeah. So I did that. And that was really, I mean, you asked just camps, but that was my entire life. Like there really wasn't anything else I was doing other than camps.
What's your husband think about Red Corner and what you got going on with mental performance?
Oh, he's really proud, and he is really funny because he is not a self-aware person, and I love him so much. But I was like, so how are you feeling today? And he's like, what does that mean? So like we've gotten, so there's different types of focuses, right? So there's internal and external, and you can dive into the specifics, but I'm very internally focused. I know exactly how I'm feeling. I know where I have pain. I know if I'm shaking. I know like everything internally I'm so aware of. He is super externally focused, which is why he's a much better driver than I am. So, because we'll be driving, he's like, did you see that car? I was like, what car? It's like any car on the road. I'm like, nope, I'm just focused on me, boo. Like, so
make my way downtown, driving fast.
So it's and I really hate to reinforce stereotypes, but I'm not a good driver.
I didn't say it.
But I'm a great boxer, guys. Yeah. So listen,
yeah, so
I
say
contain multitudes.
Pow, right in the kisser. But
no, I've become more externally aware, and he's become more self-aware. And so it's been really cool because I've been using him as a guinea pig this whole time, which I don't know if he knows until just now. Mm-hmm. But no, it's okay. Well, how are you feeling? Why are you feeling? You seem unmotivated today. What's that about? And so being able to kind of learn about each other, and I self-reflect a lot more, and I'm like, hey, well, I think that I was doing this because of this, and I'm sorry. So our communication's really, really good on that, but really he's just my biggest fan, and I'm just so lucky to have him, and he's sharing every single post. There was a funny one the other day because posted something, and I was doing a promotion where people could get like 90% off of some sessions. And so posted that, and he commented, can I DM you to learn more? Like trying to show that people are interested, but we have the same last name. and his profile picture is our wedding day. I'm like, you're not fooling anyone.
That's hilarious.
So he's supportive, but he's cute. Yeah. He's really cute about it.
So where are you going to school?
So right now I go to the University of Western States, which is it's an online school, which is awesome for me, based out of Oregon, but it is a designated school for counseling and performance and sport and performance psychology.
And you said that you're getting your master's right now?
Yeah, so I have one more semester, and then I'm done that piece. So
wow,
doctor, here we come.
How's that make you feel?
It's good. I love school. I love learning, and I feel like I'm in a really great field for that. I think that if you're a coach or someone giving anyone advice and you're not actively learning, then you should shut your trap. So it's been so much fun, and I have a great mentor. I've worked with so many amazing people who are all working in very different ways. Like when you're a coach or a consultant or whatever it is, you have a different way of coaching people. And so I have my specific way, and other people will take a very different approach. And so learning from other people when I'm like, well, my way obviously didn't work, so what are you doing, is really, really cool.
You, oh my gosh, I had the question in my head and
it
just popped out and just left. It's gone.
Okay, I'm going to take a water second.
Yeah. Okay, so you're going to school. You're about to graduate. What's the biggest challenge that you have professionally?
Right now is, finding clients is always tough, but I don't even know if that's necessarily it. I think it's kind of explaining what I do to people to get that buy-in has been difficult, because what I do is very vast and it's individualized. And so I can come in and work with a team, but I still need to know what your strengths or weaknesses are, because if you guys are all coachable, I'm not going to target coachability. And if you come to me and you have an issue with focusing, I'm not going to target it like it's an anxiety issue, right? So trying to figure out how to word it in less words and to find my target market as well has been difficult. But it's the coaches, man. The coaches need to accept the fact that sport is not all physical, because that's really the barrier. Is I can take on an athlete, but if their coach isn't, or saying, oh, well, I don't know why you're doing that, or really you're going to go do that, then that ruins a lot of the work that I'm doing it, because I will build a lot of trust with this athlete, but no one's going to trust more than an athlete to the coach. So getting the buy-in from the coaches is probably the most difficult, and explaining what I can actually do for their team is difficult because it involves a lot of work from them.
Yeah, it's almost like the parent. Like I look at the coach as like a parent.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? It's like the kid that really wants to box, but the parent's going, that's too dangerous.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, no, like trust your kid.
Yeah.
You know, trust that your kid wants to improve their mental performance.
Yeah. Well, I even take it, like I had a coach, and you tend to live or die by your coach's word, right? So I had one of my like earliest coaches, she's like, yeah, carbs are not good for you. And then I did not eat a carb for an entire year. And so you take that and you're like, okay, you need to understand that what you're saying impacts everyone, even if you're just some kid's dad, right? Like you still have a lot of information to tell people, and they will take that information and they'll live by it for the rest of their lives. And so if you're not being thoughtful, or you're gatekeeping your athletes because you don't want anyone else to give them information, then that can be very difficult and limiting for the athletes.
Got my thought back.
Okay,
and I
what
wrote
is
it down
it?
just in case. You mentioned that your whole life you've been a competitor, right? What gives you that competitive itch now? Like, what scratches that?
My athletes, I really want to see my athletes do well, and I think I've redefined competition because I need to figure out what my athletes' goals are, and I will do everything in my power to make that happen and that come true. But I need my athletes to be honest with me, because sometimes you get athletes and they're like, well, I want to go to the Olympics next year. I'm like, well, there isn't an Olympics next year. So what do you mean? And so having athletes who have really driven goals and who are open to learning is really what helps me, because then we will beat that other kid. Yeah, absolutely. So really, and I hate saying it, but vicariously through my athletes, but not vicariously. Like it's a new vessel for me to be able to do good, whether I get the glory for it or not. I just want people to succeed. And if I can be an ounce of what helps them succeed, then I'm so happy.
She's going to give you all that mental performance.
Yeah.
October 4th at FightCon, FightConExpo.com. Get your tickets. They're on sale right now. Now, you've had a boxing career. Mm-hmm. You started this new journey with Red Corner. What do you do outside of that? Like, what else? What's your thing outside of that?
It's gonna sound so funny. I just got a bunch of chickens. I'm really into my chickens.
You got a chicken coop?
I have, and see, this is where my husband comes in. He built, I'm like, oh, you know what I want is like a couple of chickens. He built an entire chicken coop. I said, oh, I need to start working out again. He built me a gym. Like, he is just, yes, baby, whatever you need, girl. And so now I have chickens and ducks and rabbits and a dog and a cat. And so my animals and my husband, my little animal family I've created, that gives me peace. It gives me time with nature and time with things outside of myself, which I really, really love.
So with chickens, ducks, what else you said? A dog?
A dog, cat, and two rabbits that live with the chickens.
Why? Is there science for that? Like, was there a reason why you got the rabbits with the chickens? Is it to protect them or what?
No, they torment the chickens. They should not be in there, but I think I got so many animals and he stopped building me coops. So I'm like, this works.
Yeah, have you had any issues with coyotes or cougars or anything like that?
No, but that's where our 200-pound dog, 100-pound dog comes in.
What kind of dog you got?
He's a Great Pyrenees mix.
I have no idea what that is.
It's like a farm. He's a farm dog, so he's pretty big. But the coop is like, I don't think you quite understand.
It's a house?
It is literally bigger than our entire garage. Like, so there's no coyotes getting in there.
What are you doing with these eggs? Are you selling these eggs?
So I will be selling these eggs. They just started laying, and I'm like, I feel like I'm a grandmother. Like, you don't understand the amount of joy. I almost shed a tear. I picked up an egg, and I was like, this came from you? What a good girl. And my chickens got super cuddly all of a sudden. They just want to be held. The ducks are bitches, man. They don't.
Do you have a mallard or what?
No,
what kind of ducks you got?
I have a Cayuga, I've got 2 apple yards, and a Welsh Harlequin, and they all hate me.
Wow.
Yeah.
How do you keep them in the yard?
In the coop.
Oh, so you don't let them like that? They have to stay in this coop?
Well, they do when I'm not like there. I let them out every once in a while, but
how the hell do you do this in the winter?
We're gonna find out. He's gonna build me is this a shelter coop?
Oh my
No,
gosh.
what you do is you put greenhouse panels on it.
You mean your husband puts greenhouse panels because you're not doing it?
How dare you?
You just said he built the whole damn thing.
I don't touch anything. And I walk around the yard. I'm like, oh my God, we should really do this. And I was like, and then I go inside and I watch TV for a bit, or I cuddle my chickens.
You ever take your chickens inside the house?
No, but I really want to take them on walks, like really bad.
Get a harness?
Yeah.
Do they have chicken harnesses?
I have a cat harness. I don't see what the difference would be.
Yeah. Maybe the wing might get in the way. I don't know.
I have one chicken that I like more than all of my other chickens called Chick Norris.
Chick Norris?
Yeah.
Why? Why Chick Norris? Why is Chick Norris your favorite?
Well, Chick Norris started laying and then got really, really cuddly. So I'll just hold her. Like, we'll have campfires and I'll just hold my chicken by the campfire. Please work with me, everyone. Wow. I know I sound psycho now.
This is wild.
We're doing animal therapy if you need.
Kind of like goat yoga?
I want goats so bad. I want goats so bad. My husband keeps asking me what to get for my goats. I want goats so bad.
They're cool when they're babies, but once they get older, it's like...
Yeah, I know a little bit.
Man, then they're just assholes. They'll just butt you as soon as you're trying to feed the chickens. They butt you in the head. My brother-in-law had one.
Have you seen that video of the kid with the football helmet, just like and the goats and the kid
going at it?
Yeah, that's what I want. That sounds like the dream.
Train your athletes.
Yeah, exactly.
You're gonna be like a Rocky. Catch the chicken.
I know. They need to catch these rabbits though. That's really, the chickens are lazy. They don't go anywhere.
So you got what? 2 female or 2 male rabbits? Because you're not
2 male.
Okay.
Yeah, 2 male. My Barrett and Blue. Yeah.
Are they like the type that get huge?
No, they're super cute. They're useless. They're so useless. Don't get rabbits. They're so dumb.
She don't need that.
They're like
all this chicken love, and then the rabbits get shitted on.
No, they're cute, but I'm like, oh, a rabbit, and then it just runs around.
Did you name one of them Bugs?
No, but I love that.
What'd you name it?
Barrett and Blue.
Oh yeah, Barrett and Blue.
My husband's a big gun nut. And I was like, oh, how about you just name one after a gun? And then it's like you just got a gun instead of a rabbit. And so we named it Barrett.
You guys are an interesting couple.
We're crazy.
Did you stop eating meat?
No.
So you still eat meat?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll eat chicken in front of the chickens.
You feed the chicken?
No.
Don't do that.
I don't do that.
Don't even say you did if you did on camera.
No. I don't do that. No. But you know what I found out is now that they've started laying, if you don't remove the eggs right away, then they will, like, sometimes they'll eat their own eggs.
Ooh.
So then I got to fight my chickens for my eggs.
Do they lay pretty consistently?
Yeah. Chick Norris, she's like 2 a day right now.
Really?
Yeah.
Are they blue? What color are they?
So they're white or like this pinkish tan color, which is kind of fun.
Do you notice any type of because my wife asked me this and I don't know.
Yeah.
She's like, is there different like taste or what?
No, there's no, like, wait, what are you comparing?
Like, you go to the store.
Oh, yes. Then yes. I thought you meant between the white and the brown ones.
Like,
no, there's no difference between the color.
So if you get a blue egg, it's going to taste the same as the beige egg.
Yeah, it's not like, when people tell you that the brown cows make chocolate milk, it's not like that.
So you got your chickens.
Yeah.
Happy husband.
Yeah.
You're doing this business. When did you find out you need to bet on yourself? Because that's a scary thing for entrepreneurs, to start something new, fresh, and bet on themselves to create something.
Do you know what's really messed up? Is it never even occurred to me that I wouldn't be good at it. Like, I feel like boxing helped me with that a lot. Like, there's nothing harder than stepping in the ring and getting punched in the face on a world stage, on any stage. And so I'm like, if I can do that and be okay, I can start this and I can fail. Failure is not the end of the world. And I'm really confident in what I do. I love it. And I really didn't even occur to me that it might not work out.
Where did you find your confidence? Is it just over the years being in the gym? And
I think there was a lot that's a good question. Boxing helped a lot. But I also think that stopping boxing helped a lot, where I got out of the ring and I needed to figure out who I am again. And I needed to continuously do things that I'm proud of. And again, like I said before, if you can stand by your actions and what you do, there's no reason to not be confident, because anyone can come up to me and say, well, you're not very good. I'm like, okay, but I know I'm good. So what's the saying? Those who matter don't mind, and those who mind don't matter.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yep. That's true.
Yeah. So I think the people I love support me. I support me. And if other people don't, then it's none of my business.
Facts. I got to tell you, I thought you were going to wear red today.
I know.
Red corner. All white.
Well, okay, but I thought there was going to be a red light on me that would maybe reflect onto the white.
We both messed up today.
I know. This is embarrassing.
It's all
Can
good.
we edit this? Can we
just Photoshop you in a red shirt?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Did you do any other disciplines, or was it always boxing?
Always boxing.
So you
always
had
boxing.
you didn't want to do no jiu-jitsu, no wrestling? You didn't want to go into...
I think I would have, but it's one of those things that I just started boxing and I never looked another way. I was interested in it after I started boxing, and I tried jiu-jitsu one time, and I was like, I'm not very good at this, and I don't want to do this anymore. And so I stopped that. But just hearing your story and hearing you talk about the mental performance side of the sport, and being in the boxing gym, I go to Diorn Boxing in Bluffdale, Utah, and I've been to a lot of MMA gyms here. A lot of the athletes and a lot of the coaches, they do speak on the mental performance side of what they do. So I wonder if it's a generation thing, where it's like some of these older coaches and stuff have the mindset of, if you worry about your mental, you're a pussy. Yeah, I think that individual sports are also better at it, because you go in and you can see that guy training. You have his Instagram, or you go to his gym or whatever. Like, you need some other leg up. And I think it's just been so apparent. And boxing movies actually do a really good job about explaining how mental it is, where you go in and you have this fight and your motivation, like all of that is mental performance. I think where a lot of it I do absolutely think it's generational, but I think the team sports are really tough to get on board, because, and I work with a football team right now who they're awesome, and I'll work with one athlete and you can tell that other athletes are like, wait, are they like what's up with him? Like, is he depressed? What's going on? Like, and there's a negative connotation to that, whereas we're just working on how to outrun the other guy. So I think the team sports where everyone's watching you and there's almost this group mentality thing where if you show up and your leaders on the team are performing well in the warm-up, everyone else wants to. But if they're half-assing it, then all of a sudden everyone else is. And it's almost embarrassing to try. So if you get a certain of these key players on board, then everyone else follows. But it also starts with the coaches.
Are you, what should we expect on October 4th at FightCon?
Yeah, so live seminar, and I'll be talking about some key mental skills. So mental toughness, how do you develop that? Focus, how do you develop that? And I mean, to be transparent, to really dive into a lot of these specific issues, it takes time, but there's a couple things that people should just be aware of. And so like the 7 C's of mental toughness, where if you're not hitting all of them, you need to figure out which ones you need to start working on, and just making people aware of what mental performance is and how to train it. So we'll be going through some key players there and how to start developing your mental game.
Are you seminaring? You're out? Are you going to have a booth? Are you going to be around?
I won't have a booth, but I'll be around.
Okay.
And so I don't have cards or anything. I should.
You got some time, October?
Yeah, I got some time.
Got time, Vistaprint.com.
Yeah, absolutely. But so I'll be around. I love answering questions. I love people who are interested in it, whether it's goal setting or leadership or really anything specific. So if anyone's got your questions ready, I'll be there.
I got a marketing idea.
Okay.
It might not work, but it may.
Okay, let me know.
You bring the chicken.
Okay,
What,
see?
Cluck Norris? What's his name?
Chick Norris. Wow. Aren't you writing notes on this thing? You didn't even write my chicken's name down?
I kind of like Cluck Norris, though. Cluck Norris is pretty cool.
Okay, do you know why it's Chick Norris, though?
Because it's a girl?
No. Well, no. She is a girl because she has to be to lay eggs. So I also have one that looks exactly the same, named Waffles. So together they're chicken,
Waffles.
chicken and waffles.
Love it.
Yeah. So we're multi-faceted. It's layered. It's a layered joke about my chickens.
Yeah. Would you ever... Oh, man. I was going to ask, would you ever eat your own chicken?
I might eat Hennessy.
Are you a Hennessy girl?
No, okay.
Why'd you name your chicken Hennessy if you don't like
Because
Hennessy?
hen is C, and it's kind of the color of Hennessy. I thought it was cute. There
better be a bottle of Hennessy in your guys'.
It's all, maybe that's what she's drinking. She's crazy. I have 5 chickens, 4 of them love me, and she's just a spaz.
Yeah.
She's just all over the place, man. She's not my favorite.
Do you guys have you have a baby?
No baby yet.
Okay.
Just a lot of, I keep telling him, I'm like, we should have a baby. And then he's like, nah, here's another animal. So that's,
I was going to say,
goats.
to have a baby and then have to deal with these other babies.
Yeah,
that'd be a
no,
lot of
that'd
work.
be a lot. But if you guys want to sponsor me by sending me goats, I would like that a lot.
Is that the next thing you want to add to your family as a goat?
Two goats would be preferred.
Any special?
Yeah, the Nigerian dwarf goats. You asked me about my hobbies, man. Don't do that next time.
You don't like reptiles, huh? Are you a reptile girl?
No, they're not as fun. Feel like that's just like a scaly rabbit.
Turtles, man.
I would do a
Turtles
turtle.
are awesome.
Turtles, tortoise, frogs, I would do. But I don't need my neighbors had a chameleon that they just found in the park.
What? No way.
Yeah.
What park?
Murray Park.
No way.
Yeah.
They found a chameleon?
Yeah.
How'd they find it, first of all? Because isn't it like camouflage?
Yeah, not well, I guess. I don't know. Something is wrong.
That's why they got rid of it.
Do you know that they have 4, their toes look like this?
Nuh-uh. So
Yeah, their feet look like they're like this.
like talons.
Yeah, but squishy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Murray Park got geckos, though. Did you know that?
Murray Park?
Yeah. So if you want a gecko, just go to the little stream over there.
Oh.
Yeah.
Maybe that's where the chameleon came from. No, I think
somebody dropped it off.
Someone was like, I don't want this thing anymore. It recently died, R.I.P. chameleon. I know, it's a sad story. I shouldn't have told that part.
No, you shouldn't have.
No.
Jeez, I didn't want to end on a bad note.
Oh, no, I gotta get.
You
don't
ruined
worry.
it.
So my other chickens named are Mugatu, from Zoolander, because he kind of looks like Mugatu, that character, and Amy.
Why does Amy get a basic name?
Well, when it was a little chicken, a chick, it had like the eyeliner thing that looked like Amy Winehouse.
Oh,
yeah.
Rest in peace again.
Yeah, I know.
Jeez, you suck at this.
I know. I'm canceled. Get canceled.
No, we can edit.
And then I had a rooster that I didn't realize was a rooster, and I named it Jinx, which I named after Jinx Monsoon, who was a narcoleptic drag queen, because it kept falling asleep and it had really fancy hair. And then it turned out to be a rooster, and I thought that was ironic. So
wow.
Yeah.
You didn't even mean to do that.
No.
Wow.
Yeah. So.
The roosters are the ones that cluck at the crack of dawn, right?
Yeah. So
Your
you're not
neighbors
allowed
hate
those
you?
in No, I had to give Jinx away to live on a farm.
You stay in Murray?
Yeah.
I stay in Murray.
Oh.
Yeah, I ain't gonna say where I stay, but
yeah, no, I'm not gonna tell anyone that. I'm in the house with all the animals.
I'll tell you after.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Okay.
Yeah.
October 3rd or October 4th, but FightCon is October 3rd and 4th. Get your tickets at fightconexpo.com. There's a lot of different people that are gonna be there, but if you want to see the seminar, it's at noon, right?
Noon. Yeah, on the main stage.
Main stage the 4th of October at noon. Chick Norris might be there.
Yeah, we might
not.
see. I don't know if we have someone designated.
Just get a harness by then.
Well, no, but who's gonna clean up the chicken poop?
They don't poop that much, do they?
She doesn't when I'm holding her, which is like really respectful, and I
It
appreciate
is.
that. That's why she's my favorite. The other ones don't care. If someone wants to send me a chicken diaper, you can see Chick Norris there.
That's a thing. A chicken
Everything's
diaper.
Well, ducks. They do it for ducks.
Why?
I don't know, because people let their ducks live in their house.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
I'm learning a lot.
I don't know. It's white people things.
You don't got a horse?
No. See, my husband hates me.
You want a horse too?
No, we don't have space for a horse, but we do have a space for a goat, I promise.
Why you telling me like you're trying to convince me?
Because
I promise you've been trying to convince your husband. That's what it was.
Is this one of those shows where you're like, behind this door? Come on out.
Matter of fact, you want you to, hey, bring them on out.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I scare it. It falls over.
I know. Sometimes they scream. Goats are the best. They're fantastic.
They creep me out still.
They got those weird eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
got
do
some
have weird eyes.
And I think it's because I seen them eat them on Fear Factor back in the day.
They ate goats?
You're probably too young for that.
Well, no, I know what Fear Factor is.
They ate the goat eyes.
Oh.
And YouTube it. Fear Factor, goat eyes. They ate it and exploded out of the person's mouth.
I'm not going to.
It was awful.
I'm not looking that up.
It was, yes.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that. I ate a bug
Traumatized
one
me.
time in Korea, though, that I was supposed to barbecue that they didn't tell me to barbecue, and then that exploded in my mouth, and that was not fun either.
What kind? Was it a cockroach? What
I don't know. I don't speak Korean.
But you don't look at it and be like, oh, this is.
It was like this big. It was huge. And they're like, eat it. And I was like, we're at a Korean barbecue. I'm like, do I barbecue it? And they're like, no. But they were telling me not to eat the bug. But I was like, oh, I don't barbecue it? Okay. And it was so gross.
Did you get sick?
And no, I spat it out right away.
Ew.
I just hated them for the rest of my life.
They're like, we told you not to eat it.
I know. There was a major language barrier there that almost cost me my life.
Are you fluent in French?
No, I wish.
No, it's a Canadian thing.
Yeah, they don't teach it very well over there.
No?
No, the most I learned was our Team Canada coach didn't speak English or French. He only spoke Portuguese and Spanish, and French was closer to Spanish than English was, so we started learning French, so then we would just speak broken French to each other. So I don't actually think I know any words in French, but I could communicate with him.
Toronto's, from what I know, is a very international
Yeah.
Is this city?
Yeah,
Yeah.
super diverse. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Baba Claude. Bad boy.
All right, you heard it here first.
All right. Again, FightCon, October 4th. Come check her out. She'll be on the main stage at noon, giving a seminar talking about Red Corner, talking about mental performance, enhancing your mental performance. So make sure you go and check her out. What's the social media? Where can we follow you and all that good stuff?
Social media is at Red Corner Consulting, and you can find my email there, my phone number there. So reach out and let's get you booked.
There you go. All right. Check us out. Get your tickets, fightconexpo.com. Peace.